My book's called A Beautiful Nightmare, and the reason I wrote this book is because I believe this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. There's lots of stories in there that I've never spoke about before, and I'm hoping that anyone that reads it will find some inspiration and some strength and know that you can overcome anything. I think people might be surprised to hear that I'm actually autistic myself. Everybody knows I've got 3 autistic children who I love and adore, and I talk about them so much, but I have kept my life quite private. Whilst I was writing the book, there was lots of little things in there when I was going back to my childhood that really resonated with me, just really similar things to how my children are. So I knew that that was something I was going to explore. It's something that I've thought about before. I did decide to go and get a diagnosis myself. I went to have a check, an AQ test in Cambridge, and yeah, I was diagnosed with autism myself. I always felt different at school. I really struggled to fit in. I struggled socially. I didn't ever really make any good friendships. I didn't like eating in the dining hall. It was really quite busy. Working in the classroom, I felt like that was quite overwhelming. I remember when it came to my exams, it was just impossible for me to do. I left the room in tears. And yeah, it actually meant that I left school quite earlier than I should have, because I struggled so much. And that continued all through life, especially the social side of things. It's something I've always struggled with, and with the food. I was told that I had anorexia when I was a teenager. I actually believe now that it's more of sensory food aversions, because I actually don't mind eating food. I do get hungry. I don't worry about my weight or my body. It's just that I'm very particular in what I eat. I've always eaten beige diet, which is what all 3 of my children eat, and that's quite common for autistic people. So there was lots of things in there that ticked the boxes, and there were signs and symptoms of autism. So for me, it wasn't a shock getting the diagnosis. Actually, it was quite a relief. I think it's really important that I keep talking about it, keep raising awareness. I want people to understand that this is a huge spectrum, and I don't define what autism is, and my children don't define what autism is, because every autistic person is completely different. I've found ways to cope that I've figured out myself throughout my adult life, really, and that's why I'm doing okay today, and I'm doing more and more. I did spend most of my 20s at home. I was quite a recluse. I avoided every social situation, and I've went to birthdays and I've went to parties. Red carpet events with my husband were very, very few and far between, because socially I couldn't bear it, so I stayed at home. It's only since I've had my children and wanting to push them out of their comfort zone, I've felt like I've got to do that too. I need to set an example. You know, I can't expect my children to start trying new foods and go to busy play centres if mummy just stays in all the time. So it's actually my children that's pushed me out my comfort zone. It's took me until my 30s to get up and go out and enjoy life and work, and it's something I've always wanted to do, but I became so comfortable staying in during my 20s. I always wanted to be a mum, I always wanted to be a wife, and that became my normal, just staying in permanently. When I hit my 30s and my children started school, I realised that I had a couple of hours here and there I could start doing things, and I could do things for myself. And now I really do believe you can be a mum, you can be a wife, you can have a career, you can go to the gym, and you can have a social life. If you juggle it all, it's exhausting, but it's worth doing. I really feel like I'm finally living my life.